warm welcome to an adventurer from Middle Academia is here instead. Please welcome.
Welcome, travellers. I hope you've made it here okay, avoided all the orcs. I see, that's good, that's good. So, welcome. I am going to take you on a journey through Middle Academia. We'll go on a long, arduous quest to deliver the one thesis to the terrible Mount Viver. So sit back, relax to a degree, and maybe, just maybe, we might survive this journey together. Let's see where we start our journey, folks. We start from the humble undergraduate shire, a lovely, peaceful place where the hobbits roam free. That's you guys. So here I will start to talk about my topic, the actual science bit, with a little bit of ad-lib. So, in the safety of our shire, I'll tell you about acoustic map materials. These are materials designed to achieve novel material properties that can manipulate acoustic waves beyond the scope of natural materials. This is great for us because guess what threatens Middle Academia? A terrible dragon where its power comes from sound waves, and the only way we can take away its power is with these sound-absorbing materials. So these materials, detailed in an ancient tome called Nature Papers, are structures with the acoustic properties are enhanced or solely defined by their geometry rather than their intrinsic material properties. Much like the elven magic down the way, acoustic met materials are typically artificial periodic structures of identical units with size within the operational sound wavelength. Phononic crystals are an example of this. Here we have some pages from the ancient tomes themselves. Lucky you guys. This is a very ancient met material. It is actually the first published met material. The next is a Helmholtz resonator array that can attenuate sound very well. And this is ancient Elvish, otherwise known as maths. And this is a mass spring system that mathematically depicts a periodic spherical array of spherical inclusions that is a good example of phononic crystals. So we leave the safety of the Shire now, and we journey onwards. Where will we go to next? Let's have a dip in Literature Lagoon. Racing. So, oftentimes, when we start to delve into the literature, it can feel like a dark, endless pit. And the deeper you go, the more you lose sight of why you even went in the first place. So you must find a life raft. Here are some of my life rafts. These are very good papers on my material, acoustic met materials, and I have managed to contribute my own vessel for Literature Lagoon. This is my review paper on how to manufacture these materials. So within this, I formed a hypothesis. To actually use these materials, you need to be able to make them easily and repeatably. And additive manufacture, or 3D printing in layman's terms, it offers the potential to address this problem. So in this, I have designed a prototype, a weapon to attack the dragon with. Remember, there's still a dragon. So I have designed a sub-wavelength acoustic met material design that has resonant tunability, so it can adjust the frequency post-manufacture, and it is entirely 3D printed, first of its kind. So with our idea, our life raft from Literature Lagoon, we move onwards to Workwood. So this is how I'm making this weapon. I've went into Workwood, I have slaved over this. This is a depiction of it being 3D printed, and that is my material, and that is the maths, ancient Elvish, etc. behind it. I had a few properties I wanted from this resin, and I wanted a uniform magnetic response, as that is the tunable mechanism. You apply a magnetic field, which changes the tension in the membrane, which changes the tunability, and hence you have this fully adaptable weapon against any sonic threat. This is our weapon, guys. we're going into battle now. We will enter thesis planes and fight to the death. This is entirely 3D printed. As you can see, it's a Helmholtz resonator, which is just a resonant cavity with a magnetic membrane. And this is our experiment. This is what we slaved over in Workwood. This is how I've connected everything up to record. These are my results. This is proof, guys. Proof that our device works and that we can actually use it as the weapon it's intended to be. As you can see, there's peaks at the resonant frequencies, and here is the resonant tunability. So we move on. This is the magnetic response of the resin. To make it easy and repeatable to use, I have eliminated the need for post-processing magnetic poling. So as you can see, the first example, it increases its magnetic response after poling, and the next, my final resin, it doesn't respond to poling at all. Where are we going next? Fortress of Fortune. So guys, now it's your time to be a part of this adventure. You will see on your tables there is a map and dice. I want one of your group to take the map and the dice, and I want you to roll for initiative, perhaps. I don't know. So roll your dice, please, and turn over your map. It will tell you what your fate is. Have you died on your journey? Did you succeed? Please, amongst your tables, take a minute to read through your endings and see, did you fail or not? Adventurers, come back to me, please. Don't make me get the sword again. So, you've found your fates, they're sealed. Those who died, my condolences. Those who survived, but just barely. Truly, I hope your corrections were minor and that you didn't lose too many limbs. Now, I will find out my own fate. This is legally binding and is how my thesis will end. Oh, shit. 4! Woo! Yay, thank you. I go onwards to Mount Viver. I cross thesis plains. I'm injured from grammar corrections from the Right of Badlands. The corrections on how to spell tunability wound me deeply. I'm bleeding. But I go onwards to Mount Viver. I climb the summit. The two sentinels, known as Viver reviewers, look at me up and down, and they say, you may pass. Just step it up. I go to the peak. I deliver my one thesis to the summit, and finally, I am free. Thank you guys, that's me.